What's up, it's Rashad. Antonio, Calrissian kids, Lando raised us. We're back with the finale of the kids, aka Skeleton Crew for Star Wars, episode 6. All spoilers. Name of the episode is Those Are the Good Guys, I think. All spoilers. Gotta talk about a thing to talk about a thing. And I just wanna say, as a very for a very uneven time in Star Wars history when it comes to them in their foray into streaming slash television.
Hmm.
This has probably been the most solid thing that they've done since Mando, like season two. Like this as a complete project from beginning to end with a
Hmm.
theme, with
Hmm.
characters that we actually enjoy, even
Hmm.
Wim. You know what I'm saying? There's this continuity or fluidity about how it was written. Also, how like I just like this show was really low key shot and done really well. I think that's one of the most
Hmm.
like one of my underrated things. There've been like some like weird CG stuff, but it's like it's a TV show, so some of that
Yeah.
I can forgive. But
Hmm.
man, I I I I love the finale, man. It was really good. Like I really liked it like a lot. Like me and me and the
Hmm.
youngest watched it together. She was
Okay.
into it. I was like, man, like this is a fun time, man. Like so, like I can't lie. Like, I was really here for the kids. And I don't be here for the kids all the time,
No,
but
we know.
I really I really liked it. And they really sidestep a lot of the tropes that we hate when it comes to kid shows or just having
Uh-huh.
kid actors on it. Like I give you the one parallel because it's in the universe. When they had Kid Leia, I hated Kid Leia. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not.
Yeah.
The actress did
Yeah.
the young actress did exactly what they told her to do. So I'm
Hmm.
not bemoaning or besmirching her performance or her as a person. But Obi-Wan, boy, that like yeah, like her addition did not help that series at all. Matter of fact, it just took away from it even some more. But having this show centered around the titular group of the Skeleton Crew really made for just a fun time of character building and world building and mystery that I think was it was spot on because even the reveal. I'm just going to be talking right, like even the
Yeah.
reveal that the what's that crap called, the supervisor
Supervisor. Yeah.
was just a huge droid in the center of the city. That made sense too. Because I just want to say when the people who had theories that the supervisor was like
The
Zach
pirate.
Tack Renard, like
Yeah.
I was like, I know I'm not stupid. Like unless this is some sort of long lived alien, there's no way in hell that is Tack Renard. It just didn't make logical sense, even though this is a
Hmm.
far away
Yeah.
place here. You know what I'm saying? But like outside of that, the things that kind of got revealed in the finale, it just was good. Like even like we found out about Jod and a little bit of his origin. And they didn't really even say like they didn't even really touch on it for real. He was like, "Look, yo, my Jedi, she found me. I was in a hole. You know what I'm saying? Struggling. I got it out the mud.
Hmm.
Like, and then they came and killed her, and you can tell how that really informed the rest of his life. So he had Jedi stuff. Again, people were talking about like, oh, what if he using magic tricks? And I said, nah. He be spitting too
Yeah.
much Jedi stuff, even if on the low, for him not to have somebody be under somebody's tutelage. And all that was confirmed. We don't know if he was a youngling or not. We just know that
Yeah.
he was somebody. I'm gonna say
He had a gift.
a Jedi who got away and found a
Hmm.
kid on the planet and started teaching the kid because the kid had potential. And then the Inquisitors came and scooped and, like, you know what I'm saying, scoop her up and killed
Yeah.
her right in front of
Hmm.
him.
Yeah.
So that informs how he views his life. He said, young man said the galaxy is little pinholes of light in darkness. So that's just like it don't get much more sad than that for a character.
Hmm. Um, yeah, the show, like I said, I think overall was a very good show. The finale for me, I wasn't a fan. I
Oh.
wasn't. I wasn't. I know I let you pontificate and everything, but I wasn't a
Hey,
fan.
I really was pontificating. Good
I,
word.
you know, I, I wasn't a fan. And I guess my only reason for saying that I wasn't a fan is because I don't know where do we go from here with this show.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
And my thing is this just a mini series? Is this going to add on to the bigger picture of the upcoming, period between Return of Jedi and Force Awakens movie or anything like that? Because they left a lot of goddamn questions on the damn plate, and I
They
just
did,
and I'm
yeah.
not here for it if they're not. So the first thing I want to say is, and we kind of knew this anyway from the beginning, the adults on At suck. They are trash. Like, like what? Like really trash. But I guess my thing is, cool. We found out who the supervisor was, and I started to think that it was an artificial intelligence or whatever. But we still don't know why, who created this. We still don't know where, what I'm saying, like in the grand scheme of things, what does this have to do with hiding these certain at planets, as I'm gonna call them, because they were planets that, that are at this, at that, but like what was the grand plan for this? And then two, apparently the Republic knew about this because as we see in this finale, when Jod was portraying to be a emissary or whatever, and he pulled out a lightsaber like, "Hey, I'm a Jedi too." I'm gonna say that the Republic sent me, and the AI was like, "Oh, this is great." Blah 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 blah. This and that. Yeah, I got one question. Our last transmission we got that we was informed of by the Republic was that yeah, Jedis are traitors to the Republic. So what is it? Are you lying about being an emissary, or are you lying about being, say a Jedi? So it makes me question, like, all right, I go back to what was the purpose of At-Atin? If they would have been like cool and kept it where At-Atin was, I guess the mint, what I'm saying, the mint or what I'm saying, the money makers for the galaxy, cool. I'd have been cool with that, but it still was like, no, who created this whole society with these different planets that have this barrier around them? Um, then what gets me is like, we don't really, what I'm saying, we're just supposed to trust KYM Kim, what I'm saying, Notorious Kim, when KB was able to get a hold of her, and she was like, "Yo, where are you at?" And she's like, "Yeah, we're here. Just send the Republic to get us." And now that Ad-Atin is known to the Republic, like, what I'm saying, to the new Republic, like, what is that purpose going to be? On top of that, Jod is just roaming around free on the planet right now. We never see him get arrested. We
Yeah,
never see
yeah,
we
yeah.
never see him get arrested. We don't see the X-Wing fighters shoot up the tower or anything like that. And I'm pretty sure even some of the other pirates, what I'm saying, may have gotten loose and gotten free. And we just end the series with Wim looking up at the New Republic, what I'm saying, Hammerhead coming through the X-Wing smiling. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna hang on to this because it better be something in this post-credit scene. And the only thing we get is to show that Wim now is a part, Wim and his crew, the skeleton crew, are a part of the story because it's on his little iPad, his little Star Warsian iPad thing. showing the movie, like, you know what I'm saying, all the tales and stuff he's seen. So that's the only reason why I didn't really like the ending of the movie. Like I said, I thought, it was cool. It was cool for what it was for a finale, but I'm one of those ones where, especially if we don't even know if it's going to be a second season. We don't know if this was just like y'all left too many questions. Y'all left really a gaping asshole in the middle of this story. Now, was the season, was it a good story? Yeah, overall it was a good story. It was well written. I'm like you, Rashad, um precocious little kids irritate me. And and all of that, and but Wim is still a clown to me, but hey, so he's doing his thing. His father is a bigger clown than anything, what I'm saying? And Fern's mother is another clown on top of that. So, it is what it is. My favorite character on this show is going to be my guy Neil. You know what I'm saying? The little homie Neil. Neil is like the most grounded one. Like, hey, you probably out of all the kids, he's the one to me where you see the most development. You know what I'm saying? He development.
Yeah,
And I'll say K and KB too.
yeah, like
But
ironically, because the characters
uh
you think would get the most development are the
hmm
two mains, but the two sides really get the most development. And
hmm
yeah, that's a very interesting point that you bring up.
hmm
Because as you were saying that, I was like, yo, KB really developed the most because
hmm
she had this arc of, matter of fact, both of them had this parallel arc of like, I need to get out of my shell. Like
hmm
that was their coming of age story. To be honest,
hmm
Wim
Still a clown.
story really isn't fully told for real. Like he
hmm
still has some growing to do. And
hmm
KB, I don't know. Like her character for me was cool, but I think they really have to figure out if they bring her back, what is going to be the next part of her maturation. And I think that's I think that's going to be the most difficult person to write because
Which one? KB or Fern?
um I'm sorry, Fern.
Yeah.
Fern's going to be the most difficult person to write. Why I keep getting them mixed up? Fern is going to be the most difficult person to write because
hmm
the way that her story flows is she's going to be like like the hardened, I don't care about nothing person. And we see
hmm
that she still doesn't have to have compassion because she has to tell her mom, like, look, yo, we need to be going hard right now. You acting, you up here
hmm
crying and stuff. And then KB's parents was like, they got rounded up quick. And then and Wim's
And
dad,
they were still like, girl, you know what to do. Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
had
yeah, yeah. They
confidence in
had,
her to
like,
do.
they were trying to build her up. You know what I'm saying? No pun
hmm
intended. Seeing how she was half robot, but
hmm
I feel like and oh yeah, Wim's dad. Like I see why Wim is such a little hoe because
His
his
dad is a
daddy
hoe.
hoe. Like yo, Wim's dad. Shout out to Wim's dad because I understand what it means to just trying to get through the day, make it back home, and you tired. But he did come through in the end a little
He
bit.
did. I will say he did come through. I was hoping that part where, Jod was holding them capture and everything, and the kids was trying to, what I'm saying, down the barrier. And he put his hand up. I was like, oh, snap. Is his dad like a Jedi, a Force user? And he's just been hiding it from his son because he knows how his son. I thought he was going to be. I said, oh, if he does this, this would, for me, this would redeem him. All he did was go, I said,
Hey, I was waiting for him to have his hand like just fully inverted backwards. I was like,
mhm.
yeah, get that
Yeah, you
man.
saw like when it was curving back, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
was like,
yeah, yeah.
yo, Ja don't care. Like, and that's the part of it too that I really appreciated. Like, they kept that man a villain.
Yes,
They
I
like,
will
and
say I appreciate it.
I
He
really
he
appreciate that
was
because
he was the trash individual that he was.
He
But the
started
thing is,
trash.
he's hmm
He ended
but the thing is,
trash.
he was. But the thing is, his story is complicated on why he is trash because
But it
he
doesn't matter. Like every
right.
villain is just one. Like everybody's one bad day away from being a villain,
Hmm.
and even his story. Like okay, we see he was under the tutelage of a Jedi, but
Hmm.
seeing how he had to struggle and survive good times, hanging in the child line, good times, and we look we got him. He chose to be a pirate.
Hmm.
He obviously was shown another way. He was like, you know what?
Hmm.
Pirate me. I'm good for thieving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What Yondu
Hey,
said,
I
I
can use
kept you
these
because your
skills
hands
to
were
get
small.
along.
You're good for thieving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Also, Space Urkel, horrible. Space Urkel was horrible. Space Urkel, good God.
They didn't give him nothing to do.
Yeah. Hmm.
They gave him nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
I mean, unfortunately, our boy
Aye, aye,
Jalil White,
Captain.
got stunt casted, and it's okay. He's like, hey man, what I
Hmm.
got? A paycheck, and
Yeah.
that's pretty much all he got. They gave him nothing to do.
Hmm.
Everybody on that
Hmm.
crew, they had nothing to do. Aside from Brutus, who died, and the other alien that was a part
The
of from the Mando season 3,
yes.
the pirate
Uh-huh.
dude,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
him. I don't know what
Uh-huh.
he just said. You know what?
They're like the Nicto or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Him. Like they didn't give him nothing to do. So I don't
Yeah.
even. We ain't mad at you, Jalil. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm. Yeah. For other stuff we are, but not for this show.
Okay.
But that's a
Whoa. No comment. I'm about to say, man. Yeah,
yeah.
we like this. Like again, like I do understand why you were saying because your thing is usually like I want to know what's happening next, and the
Hmm.
way that they ended it for us to believe that they're gonna be coming back because they left so much
Right.
open. And I'm hoping that some of that gets explained either in the Amanda and Grogu movie,
Hmm.
Ahsoka season 2, because
Hmm.
to me, like, and I'm glad you brought it up because the main question that I want to be answered was not answered, and that is simply why is y'all even here?
Hi. Yeah, why?
Because remember, like you alluded, you said the only communication we received was that basically they got Order 66. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying? Because that's what that
Yeah.
message was. So that's the
Hmm.
communication that they got, and that channel out on all communicate throughout the entire galaxy. So if they got that communication, what was the last communication they got before that? Because no emissary has even been to the planet
Hmm.
since God knows when.
Yeah.
Those are the questions that I really want to answer. And about midway through, I was saying, yeah, I'm these not going that's not going to happen. But like that intriguing part of it, the whole jewel of the old republic,
Hmm.
and what happens to the other 11 planets besides Akron, who's still out here living their Star Wars Mad Max life. I
Yeah.
don't like. I really like that part of it was very interesting, and
Hmm.
I really hope Star Wars doesn't do the Star Wars thing and throw that crap in a book or a comic. Like I really want to see that like
Yeah. Yeah.
in either live action or at the
Yeah.
least a cartoon. Like
Yeah.
don't just print
Don't.
media this and say oh yeah I got to be watching Star
It's
Wars.
can it's canon,
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
canon.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to be watching Star Wars Explained with Alex and Molly. All of a sudden, I see oh yeah, there's a comic book about this. Like man,
Yeah.
yeah,
Or better yet, don't play in my face and what back in 2000 what 27 when the new Star Wars movie besides you not the Grogu the Mando one the one that's supposed to be coming out after what happened in episode 9 comes out and that oh At is mentioned and that and you do nothing else and nothing in between is shown about it. Don't play in my face and do that, man. For real. Don't
Yeah,
don't don't
yeah,
do that.
yeah. I mean, I feel like this revelation
Hmm.
of a place, it should be a like it should be a big deal. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm just saying, there's a planet.
You want to know what this would be like, Rashad, in real people time? It would be like if we find out that there is an Earth colony in another galaxy, and they just say, "Hey, there's an Earth colony out there. Deal with it." No, we need to know how did other Earthlings get to this colony? What secret mission or whatever like is we need to know this.
So many questions that need to be
Don't just sit
answered.
there and like, oh yeah, it's another Earth colony out there. It's another Earth-like planet out there, and it's actually humans that are from Earth that colonize this planet. No, no, don't play with me. I need to know what's going on. Like I said, I'm not saying I am not ishing on this series at all. I thought the series was very nostalgic for me as far as a fan of those like adventure said no kid adventure shows and movies when we were kids, Rashad, like E.T., Goonies, Flight of the Navigator, The
Yeah,
Explorer, what I'm saying, like I said E.T., I think, but yeah, like it gave me that nostalgia, me being a 40 plus man of that, and I appreciate it. And the storytelling was good, but y'all left a lot of holes on saying, Rashad, the basic stuff we learned in story writing in English class. The who, what, when, where, but most importantly, why. And y'all left out the why.
yo, y'all gave us the most partial why
Yeah. The
in
only
a
thing y'all
long
said
time.
was, the only thing y'all gave us was, yeah, it's an AI robot here. I'm like, okay, so are they it's the Kree intelligence? What is this? Don't give me stuff. I mean, basically, I'm not trying to be
Yo,
funny.
like that's what
It's
I'm
like,
saying. Like, cause even when you was going back to like the earlier reviews we did, you was like, "What is this? Like the separatists?" You know what I'm saying? Because they was
yeah,
heavy on
a
droids and
rope,
droid
yeah.
learning and machine learning and all that good stuff. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't know, man. It's weird. So either way, man,
Yeah,
man, I don't know,
yeah.
man. A couple of good notes I do wanna
Hmm.
I do want to highlight. I do like
Okay.
how they called everything back very nicely and not
Hmm.
heavy-handedly. Even
Hmm.
okay, this is the stuff that I loved about this show so much.
Hmm.
So when the kids start to get active and realize they got to do something, Wim calls up Neil. Neil is in the bathtub.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then we get to Neil and what you call it leaving, and then
Hmm.
they call up KB. All of them is
Hmm.
leaving. Dad is like, "No,
Hmm.
where you going?" Then we see the bully
Hmm.
from the earlier. Dad is on his
Hmm.
bike. All of them hit the ramp to go
Hmm.
through the forest. I think that
Hmm.
scene right there is probably some of the best shot like
Hmm.
TV Star Wars because
Yeah.
the way it's done and it's at night and it's not like
Yeah.
muddy looking and like
Yeah.
like they did a really good job sequencing that scene and also all the callbacks from the first couple episodes
Yeah.
they did it
Also,
all in
I,
one scene.
Also, too, hey, Wim, you ain't got to take those exams now for sure because the school got destroyed. But you know what thing I do want to highlight, like you said, I love too that most of it was shot at night and it looked good. You know what we can thank for that? We can thank the Battle of Winterfell for that from Game
Yo.
of Thrones. The Battle of Winter, what I'm saying, and
Whew.
I know this is just a little. The Battle of Winterfell is probably one of the most anticipated arcs or episodes in probably television history in the recent probably what you say about 10 years or so 10-20 years or so, Rashad, like one of the most anticipated thing that we all wanted to see, and we enjoyed it, but we also was like, yo, I really couldn't see nothing, and that was the biggest complaint for it. When the DVD came out, of course, they re-render it so you could see it a little bit more. But I think that right there, that episode of Game of Thrones highlighted the issue with that other shows, not just within Game of Thrones, but even like other series and other franchises are like, yo, we're never going to have this issue, and if we're going to do something at dark nighttime, you're still going to be able to see what the hell is going on. And shout out to them for Skeleton Crew for doing that, like you said, in that whole speeder bike scene sequence, and then even also the other stuff that was going on as well.
Yeah, they did a good job of that because I
Hmm.
mean, because we even see during the first season of House of the Dragon, they still had issues with wanting to, and this is what they do because since the show is more realistically shot, what they'll do
Hmm.
is a little behind the scenes. They'll take a daytime shot and then
Hmm.
they'll
Night
lower
filter.
the ISO so low to where it looks dark. But
Hmm.
unfortunately, because it is like that, it's shot in daytime and then just like basically render it down so it looks dark. That messes
Hmm.
up on it. You got to have the best television screen for that to translate. And everybody doesn't have,
The 1180.
and and an elite level 4K all type
Hmm.
of scaling, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Whatever type of television. So you watching this on, your phone or like your old 1080p, not
Right.
even your old 1080i TV, and it's like, yo,
Yeah.
or you watching this on your ONN TV from Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not gonna look how it would
Yep.
look if you got some sort of, you out here with the best there is. So yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, all
So
that
cool.
was really
So
great.
okay. So what do you give as far as a final grade for this show, Rashad?
Oh, that's a good question. On a scale to 10, I would give this show a strong 7.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Strong
A strong
7.
7. I give this show a strong 7. What's stopping me from making it a 7.5 or maybe an 8 are the questions that I have. The questions that I have and the things that I mean they just left wide open, especially with them not no announcement has been made or anything about a second season or anything like that. But a strong 7. And yeah, that's what I give it. So,
Nah,
ladies
man.
and gentlemen, that's the
Yeah,
skeleton crew.
this has been a fun show.
Hmm.
Is that it for Star Wars this year? We get another Star Wars show?
Um,
I don't think we get a Star Wars show this year, do we?
I don't think so. I may be. Hold
Let
on.
me let me
Let me.
check. Cause like
Yeah, let's.
I'm even when we was going over the stuff for this year, I'm like, yo, I didn't see no Star Wars show. So interesting. Cause I'm like, I know they gotta be doing something else. I know they're doing a Star Wars Visions. I know they're doing another season of Visions.
Oh,
Um,
Andor season 2.
yeah, like yeah, that
That's
aside from
later on.
that, that's coming up soon. I don't think they're doing anything else though.
Yeah, Andor season 2 is coming April 22nd. Star Wars Visions season 3. They say coming up, and that's really it I'm seeing, unless there's anything. The next big thing they say, we probably going to see a trailer sometime this summer for Mandalorian and Grogu because that's supposed to drop in May of 26, May of 2026. So we might see a teaser trailer drop probably. We might see a teaser trailer at Star Wars Celebration on May the 4th be with you. We might see a little, saying like a little teaser, and then probably won't get a
Yeah.
full blown trailer until D3 later on that summer or whatever. So yeah, this pretty much is it. Just Andor coming in April season 2, and then Visions in season 3. I mean
Yeah,
season
man.
3 coming up sometime this year. But yeah, that's really it. And yeah.
Well, Cal Raising Kids will be back when Star Wars stuff pops back off with Andor. Once we
Indeed.
get some sort of random trailer in between, make sure you catch us, especially if you're okay. So if you watch this on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
all of our stuff is under the Upon Further Review. If you like have
Okay.
YouTube music or you just on the podcast side, we have
Mm-hmm.
individual podcasts for everything. So there's Calrissian Kids, there's the Upon Further Review for all the miscellaneous stuff. Also
Mm-hmm.
have
Our new
MCU Collective,
DC
DCU and
collector.
Me, and
Mm-hmm.
of course we have the Wester Bros for all the Game of Thrones stuff because you already know
Mm-hmm.
97 Kingdoms drops this year as well. But yeah, that's all we got for this one. Till next time.
Well, again.